Hi, I'm Dawn H. Jones, your HR Wise Guide. Today I want to talk to you about a gift that keeps giving. That is policy knowledge. Let me explain by telling the story of my former friend and colleague, whom I call Rachel. So one day in late 2017, Rachel crossed my mind and I sent her a quick text telling her how much I appreciated her. And she replied back almost straight away, I needed this. This job is challenging my self-esteem. I thought, huh? I'd not worked with her for over 10 years, but we'd kept in touch and I immediately knew something wasn't right. So I sent her a text back saying that she was entirely competent and excellent and that God would make sure things turned out in her favour. Now, 6 weeks later, I received another text from Rachel. May need your help. Work is setting me up. Waiting for official letter from HR. Could you attend the meeting with me? We'll update you over the weekend. So I stared at her text for a while before responding. I was beginning to take her seriously. So Rachel and I spoke on the telephone the following day, and she explained that her manager had told her he would be managing her under the formal stage of the performance process due to her errors. Now, Rachel explained to me that she had made mistakes as she rushed to meet different business timescales, and that in turn had impacted various business areas. But to avoid future errors, she had implemented a process to check her work, which she shared with her manager. I asked Rachel if her manager had met with her under the informal stage of the performance policy, and Rachel confirmed that this meeting had not taken place. I agreed to look over her documentation, and in the meantime, I advised her to read the performance policy. At the end of the conversation, I said to Rachel, you have to decide to keep your confidence. Refuse to allow this situation to mess with your head. A few days later, Rachel texted me, I haven't forgotten, just soaking in all you said and working on my response. I briefly read the policy and it's just as you said, help and support must be given and demonstrated prior to use of this policy, except in extreme cases. So, unless my case is extreme, they have breached their policy. Several weeks later, Rachel told me that the chair of the performance meeting, which is her manager's manager, advised that her direct manager had not yet taken her through the informal stage of the performance policy. So Rachel confirmed that this hadn't taken place, and the chair confirmed that the outcome would be that Rachel's direct line manager had to manage her informally to improve her performance. So what gifts did Rachel receive? Well, Rachel gave herself the gift of knowledge, which helped to protect her peace and helped her to sleep at night. She also gave herself the gift of knowledge. So she went to the meeting and she was able to advocate for herself based on what the policy said. And the other gift was she avoided going through a formal process, which can be very stressful. And the cherry on top, Rachel had the headspace after all of this to apply for another job, which she would likely not have been able to do if she'd faced a formal performance process. Now, the gifts for Rachel don't stop there. A few months ago, I met up with Rachel to catch up on life, and during our conversation, she mentioned in her present role, a new role, she had requested carers leave from her manager, and she said that her manager said, well, you're not entitled to it. But Rachel said she remembered what I told her. So she went and she read the policy. She went on the internet, she read the policy, and she saw that she was indeed entitled to leave. She cut and pasted the relevant section of the policy to her manager, who ultimately agreed to her request. Then Rachel told me about a former mutual colleague who was having difficulty at work, and she said to them, I'll never forget what Dawn told me. Read the policy. So our former mutual colleague read the policy and they found the answer that they were searching for. Now, I've witnessed how policy knowledge can make a fundamental and critical difference in people's working lives. It has brought peace to confusion, knowledge to ignorance, and a map to the loss. Remember, policy knowledge is the gift that keeps on giving. So please give it to yourself and pass it on. Remember to be HR wise and thrive. See you soon. Bye-bye.